everybody, it's Doe Hammer here. I'm back at you with another harmonica tutorial. Today's subject is a very important one, I think. Today I'm going to talk about attack. Attack, what do I mean when I say attack? I mean how you begin and end your notes on the harmonica. This sounds like it's sort of rather specific and not very important. It's really important because how you define your notes, it defines the feel of your music, it defines the groove, the rhythm, and really if you have good control over your attack, that really separates the real good players from the not so good players, because it just makes it sound clearer, more defined, and more satisfying. So to talk about attack, I'm going to talk about I'm going to start off with two little bits of music terminology. Like a lot of music terminology, these come from the Italian language. The two words I'm going to say are legato and staccato. Staccato is a note that starts and ends sharply, abruptly, with a very defined beginning and end, like this. Legato is the opposite. It's notes that begin and end softly, that run into each other without a break. As opposed to that's staccato, this is legato. So, how do I do this? Well, let's start with the easy one. The legato, when I want to play something that's mellow, that's soft, and I want to give it that kind of easygoing feeling, I'm going to try to run the notes together, which is easy if they're in the same direction. I'll make, if I'm all drawing or all blowing, I'll just do one long breath and move the harmonica to change the notes, and you won't feel it, you know. It's a little bit harder if I want to stick in a note that's in the opposite direction, but it's not that hard. I just have to make sure that when I change direction, my breathing direction, it won't, I'll do it very gently. Okay? There you saw I played Amazing Grace. I'm using all legato, all these soft notes that run into each other. They don't have a defined sharp beginning and end because it's not a song with a groove. It's a more mellow kind of soulful song, so I'm playing it like that. Now we come to the opposite, staccato. Notes that are sharply defined beginning and sharply defined end. There's two main ways, there's more than two ways, but two major ways that we use to cut our notes. The first kind of staccato I use is in my throat. I am not taking separate breaths. I'm not going to... I'm taking one long breath, but I'm stopping it here in my throat. It's like I'm like a coughing motion. I'm going... like I'm taking a breath and then I'm blocking my own breath here in my throat and then I'm letting it go all at once, like this. That's an important distinction, that it's one long breath and not four separate breaths, because it saves a lot of breath. I'm just blocking it, letting it go, blocking it, letting it go, like I'm closing off my windpipe, letting it open all of a sudden and then closing it again. Okay, either direction, draw or blow. The second kind is the same thing, only it's a tongue staccato. How am I doing that? Instead of stopping my breath here in my throat, I'm stopping my breath with my tongue, like I'm doing the letter T. I'm taking a breath and then I'm blocking my breath by putting my tongue on the roof of my mouth, and I'm blocking the breath there, and then I'm letting it go all at once. Or the opposite direction. Now, why are they two different kinds? Well, I think you can tell the difference. They sound different. The one with the tongue is more of a percussive attack. If I really want to emphasize rhythm a little bit more, I'll use my tongue when I go, as opposed to, which gives you the rhythm, but a little bit more gently. So I can go like this, or I can go, you hear the difference. For example, if I want something that's very groovy, I can, you know, this famous lick from the song Low Rider, right? I can go like this. If I want to do it with my throat, something sort of in the middle, less harsh on the groove, but Let's take, for example, Help Me, Sonny Boy Williams. Now, there's different ways to play different things, but these are your options, and they give you mix and match them. A lot of songs I'll use 2 or even 3 of those different things, mixing all the time. It's a decision I constantly make on how I want my music to sound, what tone I want to give to those notes, whether I want them to start sharply and end sharply, or whether I want them to run into each other, how sharply I want to emphasize the groove. In different parts of the song, I'll do it differently. But it's important to be conscious of it, and it's important to work on it, because if you have good control of it, it just elevates your harmonica playing. And I'll tell you something else. Here's another advantage to it that not a lot of people think about very often. It saves you breath. It really does. When I am playing, for example, second position blues, I'm doing 80 or 90% inhale, very little exhale, a lot of draw, very little blow. And I can run out of air real fast if I'm going just separate breaths. But if I stop the breath with my tongue or with my throat and I just let it go like that, I can do a lot more. I can do that for a long time because it's using very little breath. If I take separate breaths each time, I'm using a lot more air. I'll run out of breath much quicker. So it's got 2 advantages. It makes you sound better and it's easier to do. So practice these things. How would you practice them besides playing different songs that use these different techniques? Just even a simple exercise with a scale. Start doing a major scale. First using legato, running the notes gently together. To the point where it's hard even to tell where you switch from blow to draw because you're just running them together very gently. I'm doing the switching directions of breathing very gently. Then I can try it with my staccato, but to emphasize the staccato, I'll do each note 4 times on the scale. See, I'm stopping the breath here. I'm taking one long breath and I'm just blocking it. Opening, blocking, opening, blocking. And then I can try it with my tongue. I can go. And then you got to start practicing them with your doing bends that way too, because with your tongue it gets complicated. You have to be able to stop your breath while doing a bend. Like in low rider. So practice these things, use technical things like scales to practice them till you get control over it, because it'll elevate your harmonica playing. It'll make you sound much better once you have control over your attack. So I hope you enjoyed this clip. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, I'd be really grateful if you pushed the like button down there. I'd be really glad if you subscribe to this channel, because I not only have harmonica tutorials on here, I also have lots of clips of my music, live shows, etc., etc. And if you have any questions or requests, if you want me to do a tutorial about a particular subject, write it in the comments section right beneath, and I promise I will answer all questions and requests that you write down there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.